So managing stress is one of the most crucial skills for leading a balanced, fulfilling life. The guide you shared, how to manage stress, worry less and do more by Josh Sanders presents the 4 A's model along with 6 effective practices for stress relief. Let's explore each in depth and connect them to meaningful life lessons and examples. Right. So the 4 A's model, right? A blueprint for stress management. Avoid. First is avoid. Sometimes here stress arises from unnecessary obligation, toxic relationships, or excessive workload. Why avoid? By avoid stressors, we free up mental space and for productivity and growth, obviously, right? So here examples, imagine someone who constantly agrees to help their colleagues with their works, even at the cost of their own deadlines, while kindness is essential, saying no, right, when necessary, prevents unnecessary anxiety and fosters respect for one's own priorities. So the moral lesson here, boundaries matter, right? Boundaries matter. If we do not define them, others might be here unknowingly overstep. Learning to respect our own limits ensures a healthier balance in life. Second is alter. When avoiding stress is not an option, altering I mean to say how we approach challenges can significantly improve outcomes. This involves clear communication and problem solving. Examples here: a student struggling with exam preparation may feel overwhelmed, instead of cramming information, they could alter their method by breaking tasks into a smaller section. Okay, so using active recall tactics, or seeking guidance from mentors. Moral education here, the moral lesson I mean to say is adaptability breeds success, right? So leading to modify strategies when faced with difficulties empower us to overcome hurdles rather than feeling stuck. Third point is accept. There are certain things in life we cannot change, past mistakes, losses, or external conditions, right? Acceptance allow emotional resilience to flourish. Examples here: a business owner faces failure despite their best efforts, right? Instead of dwelling on regret, they accept the lessons here learned, find opportunities for growth, and pivot towards new ventures. Moral lesson here: growth comes not from resistance, but from acceptance and learning. Every setback is an opportunity for reinvention, right? Adapt. Fourth point is adapt. A powerful approach to stress is not adjust our mindset and focus on elements within our control. By shifting perspective, even tough situations can be reframed. Example here: someone loses a job. Instead of spiraling into despair, they adapt by learning new skills, exploring different industries and strengthening their networks. So moral lesson here is flexibility fosters resilience, right? Adapting to challenges, adapting to change with an open mind leads to new doors opening. So 6 powerful practices to reduce stress beyond the 4 A's model, right? This scientifically here backed techniques help control stress levels. Their integration into daily life can transform mindset and well-being. So 4-7-8 breathing technique. This breathing techniques and the exercises here calms the nervous systems instantly. Inhale 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, right, and exhale 8 seconds. Example: a teacher feels overwhelmed before entering a noisy classroom. So practicing 4-7-8, what it is that 4 seconds means what? To inhale. 4 here holding the breath for 7 seconds I mean to say. Exhale for 8 seconds, right? So that 4-7-8 breathing allows them to reset mentally, fostering patience and here attentiveness, right? So moral lesson here, mindfulness builds composure. Simple breathing exercise teach us the power of pausing before reaching. So progressive muscle relaxation, by tensing and teasing muscles groups, tension within the body dissipates. Okay, example here, an athlete preparing for a crucial match feels muscle stiffness due to nervousness. Using progressive muscle relaxation, they regain control over their body and confidence. So moral lesson here: physical relaxation influences mental clarity. Addressing bodily stress can positively impact emotional well-being. So here, Mel Robbins' 5-second rules. So this method encourages action rather than overthinking. So count backwards from 5 and take action immediately. So example here, a young entrepreneur hesitates before reaching out to a potential mentor. Using 5-second rule, they overcome hesitation and take the lead. So moral lesson here: action beats fear. Taking small but here decisive steps pushes us forward despite doubts. So digital detox here, reducing screen times minimizes distraction and mental clutter. Disconnecting from technology periodically boosts focus. Example here, a student struggling with concentration turn off phone notification for 2 hours daily, leading to improved academic performance, right? So moral lesson here: our attention is precious, right? Guiding it wisely lead to greater efficiency and peace. So ABC technique here. So what are the ABC technique? So analyzing stress through activating events, beliefs and consequences helps challenge irrational thoughts. Example here, someone feels rejected after a failed job interview. Instead of thinking I am not good enough, they change their belief to I can improve for the next opportunity. Moral lesson here: thoughts shape our reality. Challenging negative beliefs allows personal growth. So box breathing here, a structural breathing mentor involving here 4-second inhalation, a hold, exhalation, hold, repeat until a calm state is reached, I mean to say. So example here, a CEO preparing for a high stakes presentation uses box breathing to steady nervous, ensuring clarity in their speech. So moral lesson here: mastering emotions begin with mastering breath. So breath control adds emotional regulation. So final thoughts, the power of stress mastery here: stress is inevitable, but how we handle it determines our life's trajectory. So these strategies not only alleviate daily pressures but also encourage long-term resilience. So key lessons here: set boundaries to avoid unnecessary stress. So here, change strategies when encountering obstacles. Accept what can't be changed and learn from it. So reframe challenges and focus on solutions. So breathe, reflect and act decisively. By applying these principles, life transforms from chaotic to purposeful, turning stress into a catalyst for personal and professional growth. So what do psychologists say that about the effects of stress on health, right? So psychologists emphasize that stress can have profound effects on both mental and physical health, while short-term stress can be beneficial, helping individuals stay alert and motivated as well, right? So chronic stress can lead to serious health and complications. So health complication I mean to say. So mental health effects here, anxiety and mood swings. So stress can heighten anxiety levels, making relaxation difficult. It can also cause mood fluctuations, so leading to irritability and emotional instability, right? So sleep. So here sleep disturbance, right? So chronic stress here disrupts sleep patterns, contributing in insomnia or poor quality sleep, right, which further here exacerbates stress, right? So cognitive impairments here, long-term stress can impair memory, right, concentration and decision making abilities, right? So increased risk of depression, persist stress can alter brain chemistry, right, increase vulnerability to depress and other mood disorders. Okay, physical health effects here, heart disease and high blood pressure. So stress here triggers the release of hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, Okay, so which can elevate heart rate and blood pressure over time. This increases the risk of heart disease and stroke. Okay, so here digestive issues here. Stress can disrupt gut health, right, leading to problems like irritable bowel syndrome, that we call IBS, and acid reflux. Okay, so here muscle tension and pain. Stress often causes muscle stiffness, leading to headache, back pain, and here overall discomfort. So here weakened immunity system, right? I'm to say is weakened immune system. So chronic stress here suppresses here immune functions, making individuals here more susceptible to here infections and illness. So here the fight or fight response. Stress activates the body's here fight or fight mechanisms, originally here designed to protect human from here immediately threats. However, in modern life, stressors like deadlines and financial worries, can keep this response constantly activated, leading to long-term health consequences. So managing stress for better health. Psychologists here recommend various techniques, to mitigate stress. So mindfulness and meditation, helps regular emotional and reduce anxiety. So physical activity here, exercise releases here endorphins, which counteract stress hormones. So healthy sleep habits here, prioritizing rest improves your resilience against stress, right? So here social support here, connecting with the loved ones provides emotional relief. So understanding stress and its effect allow individuals here to take procrastinate to take proactive steps towards maintaining both mental and physical well-being. So would you like to strategically to strategies here tailored to your daily routine? So what does here, the next question is, what does stress affect different age groups of demographics? So here stress affects different age groups and demographics in unique ways, right? So influenced by here biological, psychological, and social factors. Here is a breakdown of how stress manifests across various life stages and populations. So stress across age groups, right? So children here and adolescence. So causes here the causes here academic pressure, social expectation, family conflicts, and exposure to digital media. So effects here increased anxiety, difficulty concentrating, sleep disturbance, and behavior changes. Example here, a teenager facing exams stress may experience headaches and irritability with withdrawal from social activities. So key insights here, early stress management skills help build resilience and emotional intelligence. Young adults, right, 18 to 20 age. So causes clear uncertainty, financial instability, social comparison, and here relationship challenges. Effects here, high level of anxiety, depression, and self-doubt. Right. Example here, a college graduation is struggling to find a job may experience chronic stress, right, leading to self-esteem issues. Right. Key insight here, developing coping mechanisms like mindfulness and goal setting can easy transitions, So middle age adult here, 25 to 54, right, cause here a work-life balance, financial responsibilities here, parenting stress, and health concerns. Effects here, increased risk of burnout, hypertension, and emotional exhaustion. Okay, so here example, a working parent juggling career and family may experience chronic fatigue and irritability. Right. So key insight here, prioritizing self-care and setting boundaries can prevent long-term health issues. So here older adult, 55 plus, that we call, causes health decline, retirement adjustments, loneliness, and loss of loved ones. Effects here, higher susceptibility to depression. Okay, so cognitive declines and weakened immune function. Example here, a retiree struggling with social isolation may develop anxiety and sleep disturbance. Key insights here, staying socially engaged and maintaining a healthy routine can improve well-being. So stress across demographics. Gender differences here, women more likely to experience emotional stress due to societal expectation here, caregiving roles, and hormonal influences. Man here often internalized internalized stress here, leading to higher risk of heart disease and substance abuse, right? So here, socio-economic factors, right? So here, lower income groups here, right, like face higher stress due to financial insecurity, right, limited healthcare access, and job instability. Higher income groups here experiences stress related to career pressure and social status and maintaining success. Third point is culture and ethnic influences, right? So here, minority groups here often experiences stress from discrimination, right, social exclusion and systematic inequalities. So cultural expectation here, cultural expectations influence coping mechanisms. Social cultures encourage emotional expressions, right, while others promote resilience through silence. So workplace stress here, high pressure job, leading to burnout, anxiety and physical health issues. Job insecurities here, causes chronic stress affecting mental well-being and productivity. So the final thoughts is here, understanding how stress affect different age groups and demographics, right, allows for targeted coping strategies, whether it's building resilience in youth and preventing burnout in adults, or supporting mental health in older a population, right. Stress management is essential for overall well-being, right? So here, how to become smart, right? So here, self-confidence. First is self-confidence means smart. The particular word is start from SMART, right? So S means what? Here, self-confidence. M means what? Mastering the mind. A means what? Ability. R means what? Responsibility. And T means what? Time based. So let's break it down. S means here self-confidence. We accept our good points, with humility and simply dare to be great. We balance masterly, depth and childlike lightness, and learn something new in every situation. So M means what? Mastering the mind. Our mind has a power, to control our physical, emotional, and every situational wellness, right? Let us, take our some time, every day to watch our mind and replace any negative thoughts with pure, positive, and happy ones. A means what? Ability. The ability to face obstacles is often referred to as, resilience and perseverance. It involves the capacity, to confront, the capacity to confront and overcome challenges or setbacks that arise in life. R means what? Responsibility. Knowing your role is unique. You are the hero, not the spectator, right? You are the hero, not the spectator in the drama of life, right? So responsibility gives the courage, to face criticisms, and joy to, accept credit. When we take responsibility, we feel light and enjoy and just joyful, right? T means what? Time based. Now is the time to pack up what is not necessary in our life. It has been part of our nature of complement everything. We now have to keep it simple, right? If we have here extra of any time, we have to make sure we use it in a worthwhile way, right? So here, that becoming smart, a path to personal and here personal growth and transformation. The image, how to become smart outlines 5 essential, qualities that contributes, to intelligence and your wisdom, right? Okay, so self-confidence, mastering the mind, ability, responsibility, and time-based thinking, right? So each of these traits, shapes a person's success, resilience, and character. Let's explore them deeply, connecting them with the real life examples and moral lessons for transformative growth. First is self-confidence, the foundation of achievement. Self-confidence here is the ability to accept oneself with humility and embrace greatness without arrogance. It is the balance between mastery and childlike curiosity, where we remain open to learning and growth. Example here, imagine a youth. Imagine a young entrepreneur, launching a startup. Initially, there are doubts, right? Obviously, it is possible. Will my idea work, right? What if I fail? Will my idea work? What if I fail? But through self-confidence, they believe in their potential. Take calculated risk and refine their skills. Even if setbacks occur, their confidence keeps them moving forward. Moral lesson here: self-belief fuels success, right? So confidence is not about knowing everything, right? Success is not about here, like confidence is not about knowing everything. It is about trusting yourselves enough to try and improve. People who dare to take chances create opportunities, while those who remain hesitant often let life pass them by, right? So here, life changing insights here. Every great leaders, athlete, artists or scholars started with uncertainty. What set them apart was their faith in their ability to learn and grow. So mastering the mind, right? Mastering the mind, the power of thoughts. Our minds control our physical, emotional and spiritual wellness. To become here truly smart, one must observe thoughts here, replace negativity with positivity and cultivate a disciplined mindset, right? So an example, a student preparing for exams, right, faces stress and anxiety. Instead of saying I will fail, they consciously reframe their thought to I will study with focus and give my best. They here practice affirmations that we call the law of attraction, that we call the manifestation, right? So engage in mindfulness techniques and strengthen their mental resilience, right? So moral lesson here, the mind is a garden. The mind is a garden. Whatever we plant, it will grow, right? So here negative thoughts create barriers, while positive ones unlock the new possibilities, new opportunities and the creativity as well, right? So learning to control and direct the mind ensures here emotional and intellectual strengths, right? So here life changing insights here. The most powerful people are those who have mastered their minds. They do not let fear dictate their choices. Instead they use their thoughts to build courage, resilience and wisdom. Third point is ability, strength in overcoming obstacles. So ability is not just about skills, it is about resilience, perseverance and capacity to face challenges. Life will test us, right? But our ability to persist through difficulties define true intelligence. Example here, consider an athlete who suffers a severe injury, right? They could give up, thinking their career is over, but through resilience they undergo rehabilitation, strengthen their body and return to their sport, right, even stronger than before. So moral lesson here: every difficulty hides an opportunity. Those who persist through failures and pain develop the strength to achieve great things, right? So life changing insights here: intelligence is not about avoid failure, it is about learning from it. Each obstacle teaches something valuable, shaping us into a stronger and wiser individuals. Next point is point number 4 is responsibility, right? Owning one's role in life. So responsibility is about recognizing that we are main characters, right, in our lives, not passive spectators, right? When we take responsibility, we gain courage to face criticisms and joy in accepting credit. Okay, so example, a teacher leader in a company notices a mistake that impacts the business, right? Instead of blaming others, they take responsibility, find solutions and ensure that lessons are learned to prevent future errors. Moral lesson here: a responsibility, a responsible person earns respect and trust. When we take ownership of our action, people see us as reliable, capable and stronger, right? Okay, so life changing insights here: excuses weakens characters here, accountability strengthens it, right? Okay, so smart individuals do not escape challenges, they face them head on, right, and here grow from experience. So point number 5 is here time based thinking, the art of simplicity and prioritizations. So time is our most precious resources. Those who manage time wisely create fulfilled lives, while those who waste time remain trapped in chaos. To be smart, one must simplify life here, remove unnecessary distractions and invest time wisely. Example here: a person struggling with work life balance decides to eliminate distraction, reducing social media uses here, prioritizing essential tasks and focusing on self improvement. As a result here, they become more productive and peaceful. So moral lesson here: simplicity leads to clarity, right? So those who here declutter their minds, schedules and surroundings, find joy in purposeful living. So life changing insights here, the truly successful individuals here do not waste times and on unimportant matters. They focus on learning, growth, meaningful work and relationships. So final thoughts here, the path of intelligence and wisdoms here. Becoming smart is not just about intelligence, it is about building character, resilience and purpose, right? By mastering self-control, self-confidence, a mindset, ability here, responsibility and time, we create a life of meaning and success. Life lesson here: believe in yourself. Confidence creates success, right? Control your mind, thoughts shape reality. Persist through challenges, okay. So resilience leads to growth. So own your actions. Responsibility builds trust. Manage time wisely. Simplicity unlocks fulfillment. So by applying these principles, life transforms from ordinary to extraordinary. Even every great individuals follows this path. Now it's time for you to do the same, right? So here, can you elaborate on self-confidence with more examples? Right, if there is a question, I will try to just give the answer here. That first is, I will start from that public speaking, overcoming fear. Example here: a young professional is invited to give presentations at a company event. They feel anxious, right? They feel anxious. They feel anxious and doubt their ability to speak in front of an audience, right? However, instead of avoiding the challenge, they prepare thoroughly, practice their speech and visualize success. As they step onto the stage, right, their confidence shines through, and they deliver a compelling task. Life lesson here: confidence comes from preparations and practice, right? Fear often here stems from lack of experience, overcoming. It requires here actions. The more one faces challenges, the more confidence grows. So decisions making, trusting oneself. So example here: a college student is torn between two career paths, right? Their peers suggest one option, but their heart here aligns with another. Instead of doubting themselves, they research, reflect and trust their instincts. So by confidently here choosing the path that resonates with them, they experience fulfillment and personal growth. Life lesson here: confidence means trusting your judgment, right? Okay, while advice is just actually helpful. The final decisions should come from self-awareness and personal conviction. Entrepreneurship here: taking bold steps, right? Example here: a woman wants to start her own business, but hesitates due to a fear of failure. After learning from success entrepreneurs, developing a solid plan and believing in her capabilities, she launches her venture, right? Despite early setbacks, her self-confidence enables her to refine strategies and achieve success. Okay, so life lesson here: confidence turns ideas into reality. Fear of failures can paralyze dreams. Okay, so but self assurance and persistent lead to breakthroughs. Social interactions: building meaningful relationships, right? So example here: a person with social anxiety often avoid her conversation in groups, right? They decide to challenge themselves by engaging in small talk, making eye contact and speaking with conviction. And over time here, their confidence grows, leading to strong friendships and better professional networking. Life lesson: confidence fosters connection, right? So people admire individuals who express themselves with assurance. It creates trust and positive impressions, right? So resilience in tough situation. Example here: an athlete here faces constant criticisms after losing a championship. Instead of letting doubts consume themselves, they train harder, embrace constructive feedbacks and reinforce their belief in their abilities, right? The next session they win, right? Okay, so life lesson here: confidence thrives in adversity, right? Confidence thrives in adversity. So everyone experiences failures, right? But how one responds determines long-term success. So here key takeaways: how to strengthen self-confidence. So prepare and take action. Here confidence grows through experiences. Trust your judgment. Self-doubt often leads to regret. Embrace challenges. Bold decisions create opportunities here. Engage socially. Right? Strong relationships boost confidence here. Learn from setbacks. Right? Resilience is the foundation of success. Right? So next question is: how does self-confidence impact career success? So self-confidence here, plays a critical role in your, career success, influencing, everything from job performance to leadership potential. It affects how individuals approach challenges, right? Interact with colleagues and seize opportunities. So let's explore its impact and examples and key insights. So career advancement and leadership here. That example, I will start from a confident employee, takes initiative in meetings, right? Shares ideas and volunteers for leadership roles, right? So their ability to communicate effectively and confidently, right, and inspire trust makes them a strong candidate for promotions, right? So key insight here: 93% of people believe self-confidence is essential for career success. So employers value individuals who demonstrate assurance in their skill and decision making. So higher earning and negotiation power here. Examples: two employees here with similar qualification apply for a salary raise, right? So here the confident one negotiates here assertively, highlighting their contributions, right? While the other hesitates, the confident employee secures a high salary, right? So key takeaway, the key insights here: people with high confidence earn $8,000 more annually than their less confident peers. Confident employers individuals to advocate for their worth. So resilience in facing challenges, that here example, professional faces setbacks, right? So missed deadlines, failed projects or criticisms. Instead of doubting themselves, they analyze mistakes, adapt strategies and persist. So their confidence keeps them motivated despite obstacles. Key insight here: confidence fosters resilience, right? Allowing individuals to bounce back from failures and grow stronger. So a stronger professional relationships here. Example is that a confident manager here communicates or clearly, listen actively and build trust with your team, right? So their ability to handle conflicts diplomatically strengthens workplace relationships. So key insight here: 55% employees consider self-confidence the most crucial soft skill when hiring, right? So it enhances exploration, it enhances collaboration and leadership effectiveness. So increased rise taking and innovation. Example here: an entrepreneur launches a startup despite uncertainties. Their confidence here drives them to take calculated risk here, leading to groundbreaking innovations. Key insights here: confidence encourages risk taking, which is essential for career growth and innovation. So final thoughts here: the power of self-confidence here. Self-confidence is not just a personal trait; it is a career asset. It influences earning, leadership, resilience, relationships, and innovation. By cultivating confidence here, individuals unlock greater opportunities and long-term success. So yeah. So master the art of negotiation, how to get what you deserve. So unlocking here true intelligence, the smart path to personal growth, right? So how to become smart here? Outline 5 keys, key areas that shape intelligence and wisdom. Self-confidence, master the mind here, ability, responsibility and time-based thinking. These qualities defines, how we approach life's challenges, pursue success and cultivate a meaningful existence, right? Let's explore each area in depth, connecting them to real life example, moral education and transformative insights for life-changing perspective. So first is self-confidence, the courage to believe in yourself. So here self-confidence is the foundation of success, right? It allows us to accept our strengths with humility while daring to embrace greatness. True confidence here balances knowledge with continuous learning, ensuring that we never stop growing, right? So example here: a young artist shares their work online for the first time, but negative comments here makes them doubt their talent, right? Instead of giving up, they focus on self-improvement, refine their skills and keep crafting and keep creating, right? So over time their confidence grows, leading to recognition and here career success, right? So moral lesson here, the moral lesson here, self belief fuels achievements. So every great leaders, athlete or investor faced doubt, right? But what set them apart, what their determination to keep progressing despite setbacks. So life changing insight here, confidence is not about knowing everything, it is about trusting yourself enough to take action and improve. Second point is mastering the mind, the power of thought control. So our mind shapes our physical, emotional and spiritual well-being, right? To achieve true intelligence, one must observe thoughts here, eliminate negativity and cultivate a disciplined mindset. Example here, a student struggles with stress during examination here, constantly thinking I will fail, right? Instead of feeding this negative thought pattern, they train their mind to focus on preparation and positive self-talk, right? So transforming anxiety into motivation, right? So here the point is train your mind to focus on preparation and positive self-talk, right? Transforming anxiety into motivation, right? So moral lesson here, our minds are like gardens. What we plant grow, right? So our minds are like gardens. What we plant grows, right? So here negative thoughts create barriers, while positive thinking opens doors to new opportunities, right? So life changing insight here, smart individuals here do not let fear dictate their choices. Instead they use their minds to build courage, resilience and wisdom. Third point is ability, the strength to overcome challenges. So ability is not just about having skills, it's about resilience, perseverance and the power of confront challenges. The smart individuals thrive under pressure, right? Seeing obstacles as stepping stones towards greatness. Example here, consider an entrepreneur facing multiple setbacks while trying to launch a business, right? Despite failures here, they adapt, refine strategies and persist, eventually leading to success. So the moral lesson here, that adversity hides opportunity. Every struggle teaches valuable lessons, shaping individuals into a stronger, wiser version of themselves. So life-changing insight here, that true ability is measured not by avoiding failure but by learning from it. Every challenge is a chance to evolve. Every challenge is a chance to evolve. Next point is responsibility, owning one's role in life. So responsibility means acknowledging that what we are the heroes in our life story, not passive spectators. Taking ownership of our action leads to courage in facing criticisms and joy in accepting credits. Example, a team leader notices a mistake that affects business operation. Instead of blaming others, they take responsibility, implement solutions and ensure lessons are learned. Their accountability strength, trust and relationship credibility. Moral lesson here, a responsible person earns respect, right? Respect and success, right? So people who own their decisions grow wiser, right? While those who constantly shift blame stagnated in mediocrity. So life changing insight here, excuses weaken character, accountability strengthens it. Smart individuals do not escape challenges, they face them head on. Point 5 is time waste thinking, the art of simplicity and prioritization. So time is the most valuable asset. Intelligence individuals here declutter their lives, eliminate distractions and prioritize efficiency, right? So example here, a professional struggling with life with work-life balance reduces unnecessary commitments, focuses on essential tasks and simplifies routines, right? As a result, productivity soars and stress decreases. So moral lesson here, simplicity leads to clarity. Those who remove distractions and focus on what truly matters experience greater success and happiness, right? So life-changing insight here, the truly successful do not waste time on unimportant matters, right? So they invest their energy in learning, growth, meaningful work and relationship. So final thoughts is here, the path of intelligence with wisdom, right? Becoming smart is not just about knowledge, it is about building character, resilience and purpose, right? So by mastering self-confidence, mindset, ability, responsibility and time management, we create a life of impact and fulfillment. Life-changing lessons here, believe in yourself, confidence creates success. Control your mind, thoughts shape reality. Persist through challenges, resilience leads to grow. Own your actions, responsibility builds trust. Manage time wisely, simplicity unlocks fulfillment. So by applying these principles, life transforms from ordinary to extraordinary. Every great individual follows this path. Now it's time for you to do the same, right? So do you have something to add more? Right, so the question which is totally arised by a fan, right, who actually wants the particular knowledge in that particular fact of it, right? So emotional intelligence here, the silent force behind success. So being smart isn't just about logic, it's also about understanding emotions, but your own and others' emotional intelligence, that we call EQ, involves self-awareness, empathy, emotional regulation, and social skills, all of which enhance personal and professional success, right? So example, I will start that conversation from the example, right? So a leader facing a stressful situation doesn't react impulsively. Instead of pause, assess their emotions, and choose a composed response, earning respect and fostering trust. So the moral lesson here: controlling emotions give you power over situation. Those who master emotional intelligence navigate life with wisdom, making better decisions, and a stronger connection. The life-changing insight here: intellectual ability alone won't lead to success. It must be balanced with emotional intelligence to build relationships, inspire others, and handle life's uncertainties. Second point is adaptability, the key to staying ahead. The world is constantly evolving, right? And rigid thinking leads to stagnation. Smart individuals embrace change, stay curious and continuously learn, adapting, to challenges with a growth mindset. Example: a tech professional, notices industry shifts and learns new skills, staying ahead in their, career, while others struggle to keep up. So moral lesson here: flexibility unlocks new opportunities. Those who adapt, remain relevant, strong, and innovation. So life-changing insight here: intelligence is not just about knowing things. It's about being open to learning and unlearning and here evolving. So third point is integrity. Intelligence without ethics is hollow. True intelligence is not just about being successful, it's about being ethical and using knowledge for goods. Okay, so here integrity means standing by your values, making honest choices, and being dependable. Example here: a student caught in a difficult situation chooses honesty over deceit, right? Even at the risk of consequences, their integrity earns long-term respect and trust. So the moral lesson here: success without ethics is temporary, but integrity builds lasting greatness. Right. So life-changing insight here: people may admire intelligence, but they trust integrity. The smartest individuals are those who apply their knowledge to make a positive impact. So the final reflections, the spark is intelligence with purpose here. Combining emotional intelligence, adaptability, and integrity with the SMART framework creates a well-rounded, deeply impactful life. So extra takeaways here: master emotions, master emotions. Wisdom starts with self-awareness. Embrace change, right? So here growth thrives in adaptability. Stand for values. Integrity defines true success. So yeah. So you're developing a life-changing mindset, a professional guide to mental transformation, right? A strong and resilient mindset is essential for navigating life's complexities. Okay, the ability to live in the present, reframe challenges here, embrace abundance, and practice radical acceptance defines personal and professional success, right? So this guide here provided a structured approach, to cultivating a life-changing mindset with practical insights. So first point is the psychological, influence of past, present, and future thinking. Human thoughts often, fluctuate between the past, present, and future, each impacting, emotional well-being differently. So living the past here, the burden of regret and nostalgia. Dwelling on the past experience, whether positive or negative, can lead to guilt, shame, or sadness, right? Okay, so individuals may find themselves, relying events on regretting decisions, ultimately affecting, their self-esteem and motivation. So examples here: a professional who made a critical mistake in a previous role may struggle to move forward, fearing similar, errors. However, by acknowledging, the lesson and applying correcting, strategies, they can transform their experience into valuable wisdom. So key insight here: the past should, serve as a teacher, not a prisoner. Learning from experiences without being trapped by them, promotes growth. So living the path in the present, living the present here, the path to clarity and emotional well-being. True contentment, is found in the present moment. Those who practice mindfulness, gratitude and acceptance, experience clarity and emotional balance. Example here, a leader conducting an important here meeting focuses fully on the discussion instead of worrying about external pressures. Their presence here ensures effective communication and problem solving. So key insight here, success and fulfillment stem from engaging actively, right, in the present rather than being consumed by past mistakes or future uncertainties, right. So living the future, managing anxiety and uncertainty, right. Excessive preoccupation with the future can trigger anxiety, overthinking and fear of failure. So while planning is necessary, excessive worry reduces productivity and confidence. So example here, an entrepreneur hesitates to launch a new business fearing market competition, instead of dwelling on worst case scenarios, they focus on execution, strategic planning and adaptability, which improves their chances of success, right. So key insight here, while preparations is essential, overthinking delays action. Smart individuals focus on present efforts that shape future outcomes. So second point is reframing challenges as opportunities. So adopting growth oriented perspective allows individuals to turn obstacles into stepping stones. Example here, a project failure leads to a manager to analyze shortcomings, improve processes and emerge with stronger leadership skills. Key insight here, obstacles refine abilities rather than define limitations, viewing setbacks as temporary challenges rather than permanent failures fosters resilience. Cultivating an abundance mentality. A scarcity mindset here leads to fear competitives and the competition as well, right. As self-doubt here, whereas as abundance here mentality fosters creativity, optimism and opportunities, right. So example here, a corporate executive seeks innovative solution rather than fearing industry changes. Their ability to embrace transformation rather than resist it keeps them ahead. Key insight here, a mindset of abundance encourages progress, right. So confidence in possibilities fosters innovation here. Fourth point is practicing radical acceptance for emotional stability. So many individuals struggle with events beyond their control. So by embracing radical acceptance, they achieve inner peace. Example here, a professional experiencing workplace here restructuring, I mean to say, is a professional experiencing workplace restructuring accepts uncertainty and focuses on personal development rather than resistance. Okay, so key insights here, emotional resilience here develops when individuals accept reality rather than fight against it. Redirecting energy towards here growth enhances adaptability. So final thought is here. The final thoughts is integrating a professional mindset for success. By incorporating present focuses, awareness, growth oriented thinking, abundance mentality and radical acceptance, individuals strengthen decision making, personal effectiveness and emotional stability. Embrace the present here, clarity leads to fulfillment. Reframe obstacles here, challenges fuel learning, right. So foster abundance here, confidence expands opportunities. Accept reality here, peace comes from letting go of resistance. So that's the point. So yeah.